Abram has just returned from the field of battle. He is wealthy, respected by kings, and victorious. Yet in the desert, even the greatest victories are quickly erased by the wind. Despite his status, Abram carries a vulnerability that no army can protect. He is aging, and he lacks a direct heir to carry his name or his wealth into the future. This creates what we can call the half-comfort paradox. It is the realization that earthly power is functionally hollow if it cannot be sustained beyond a single generation. On one side of the paradox is the estate without an heir. You may accumulate vast resources, but without a successor, that wealth is destined to be scattered or absorbed by strangers the moment you die. The second half of the paradox is the heir without an estate. Passing on a bloodline without a secured home leaves your descendants as a landless lineage, vulnerable to poverty and displacement. For the ancient patriarch, this dual vacuum made every military success feel incomplete. All of Abram's wealth was merely a temporary holding, waiting for a lineage that did not exist. Abram's crisis is existential. No military treaty or physical treasury can resolve the threat of a legacy that ends with his own death. The narrative shifts from the battlefield to the mountain. Abram leaves the company of earthly kings to stand before a divine authority, setting the stage for a new kind of treaty. God opens the dialogue in Genesis 15:1 with a definitive declaration, identifying himself as Abram's shield and his exceeding great reward. This divine treaty immediately addresses the first half of Abram's paradox, the missing bloodline. In verses 2 through 6, God promises Abram a numerous issue. This specific clause ensures the family name will continue, ending the threat of genetic erasure. This promise shifts Abram's identity. He is no longer just a wealthy individual at the end of his line, but the foundational father of a lasting human dynasty. However, a growing dynasty requires more than just people. It needs a place. In the ancient world, a family without a secured and protected homeland was a family destined for eventual absorption or destruction. In verses 7 through 21, the treaty specifies the geographical component, the land of Canaan. Promised as an everlasting inheritance, this anchors the bloodline to a protected geography, ensuring the family has the resources to survive and remain distinct. This two-part guarantee of a bloodline and a homeland neutralizes the paradox. Abram transitions from a temporary winner in a desert war to the permanent head of a dynasty with a fixed home. While the text focuses on ancient Near East geopolitics, these specific promises align with a different internal logic. This logic is known as typology. It is the concept that physical, historical events function as literal blueprints for much larger spiritual realities. The first typological link is the promised seed. It referred to Abram's immediate children, but also previewed the eventual arrival of Christ. The promised land follows the same pattern. Canaan serves as a structural preview of a spiritual estate, heaven. It uses relatable human anxieties, the need for a home, and the survival of children to explain massive, abstract concepts. By structuring the treaty this way, the text suggests immediate historical problems of figures like Abram intentionally align with these larger spiritual patterns. Genesis 15 functions as a master blueprint, where the resolution of one man's fear of erasure provides the very structure that later theologians would use to describe the relationship between humanity, a savior, and eternity.